The dream unfolded the way all lives do, like a moving picture projected onto the inner sky. It opens like a soul remembering itself through cinema, and I was the main character, the central figure, not because of ego, but because every soul is the protagonist of its own becoming. We are all both witness and story, actor and script, learning ourselves into being, lying in the narrow place between sleep and awakening, between habit and truth. Threaded through the dream was a familiar lesson, the ancient tension between conditioned reaction and living truth, between what has been learned by repetition and what rises organically from the soul when it is finally listened to. The bed is the place of rest, of intimacy, of assumed safety. Beside me lies the role of a partner, though he was not truly him. He was an archetype, a stand-in, a form wearing the costume of intimacy without its substance. Already the dream speaks. What we assume will guard us cannot always do so. Outside the window, something moved, an ominous choreography of shadow and intention. A figure hung and repelled, suspended by rope, descending and rising like a shadow between worlds, scaling the outer skin of the house, window to window, seeking alignment for a shot. I did not know if the target was one of us or both. Perhaps it was neither. Perhaps it was the illusion itself. This is fear made mechanical, threat without emotion, violence without reason, a learned pattern repeating itself, scaling the same walls, aiming through the same openings. And yet, I am not afraid. This is crucial. Fear would belong to the old self. Curiosity belongs to the initiated one. The presence beside me dissolved, evaporating without goodbye, leaving behind only absence. I slid beneath the bed into a narrow pocket of darkness and concealment, into the unconscious, into the ancestral instinctual knowing place. Gunfire shattered the air, shots ring out without origin, without clarity, unfocused. Symbols of chaos firing blindly at awareness itself. I could not see the threat, nor understand its purpose. Yet fear never came. Instead, curiosity bloomed. A deep, quiet knowing settled in my chest. All answers arrive in their own time. A stillness held me, profound and unshaken. Then the room filled with force. Footsteps crashing in like a storm. Hands seized me by my ankles and pulled me from my refuge. When I am pulled from hiding, it is not to punish, but to test the alignment of my truth. And suddenly, impossibly, the hollow shell of my partner stood before me again, present in form, absent in essence. A mirror of emotional absence, a structure without soul. A gun was raised, aimed at him. One bullet, they said. Or perhaps they only wanted me to believe that. Fate masquerading as chance, a ritual of fear dressed as a game. The lie of scarcity, the lie of limited power. Stepping in front of him, not as a sacrifice. I am interrupting an old program, the reflex to protect and save what does not save me back. When the trigger was pulled, I moved without thought. I stepped between death and the body beside me. The bullet vanished, missed, dissolved, or refused to obey. The gun passes to my hands. As I lifted it, I saw the truth that they had hidden. Another bullet slept in the chamber. And now the dream pivots. An attacker rushed forward. I fired once. The bullet lodged itself in the throat, drawing no blood, no death, leaving only stunned silence. The place of voice, of command, of imposed narrative. In that suspended moment of disbelief, I fled to escape. I ran to find my children, my heart already reaching for them ahead of my body. But voices called out that the children were taken, while I tried to save another, as though that had been my role, as though my devotion had been assumed but never returned. Yet even then, I felt no resentment, no expectation. Here is the deepest ache of the dream, the cost of choosing others before the self when the soul was asking for sovereignty. The house transformed as I ran, the walls stretching into a vast mansion of locked doors and unfamiliar corridors. Though I had never walked its halls, my body knew the way. Instinct became compass. Memory older than thought guided me. My inner world, vast and intricate, filled with locked rooms of memory, lineage, and past lives. Once the house trapped me. Now I know it. Knowledge has replaced fear. Instinct has replaced obedience. This has never happened before. In other dreams, this is where the maze would tighten, reshaping itself until escape became impossible. But not this time. Through the last door I opened, I found the exit. And then I was outside, and I was free. This time the world opened. My breath returned to me, and the sky breathed me in. Life rushed through my being like wind through an open gate. Spirit moves through me, and as I remembered, I was never meant to crawl. I was meant to soar. In a lucid whisper to myself, I said, "Leap, fly," and my mind answered gently with certainty, "Because you can." So I flew. Flight becomes not as escape, but as remembrance. I do not struggle for lift. I allow it. This is mastery without force, power without tension. This is alignment. I fly, not clumsily, not tentatively like before, not as a fledgling testing borrowed wings. This time flight was remembrance. Power hummed through me, earned, integrated, embodied. Every lesson, every trial, every fracture had been a rehearsal for this moment of alignment, where mind, heart, body, and spirit sang in one voice. I moved by intention alone, higher, faster, slower, forward, without doubt. Thought shaped motion, trust shaped thought. I traveled through landscapes I had known only in this realm, greeted by aspects of self, by beings and witnesses my soul knew across timelines and between lifetimes, ascended masters and guides. They had always known I would return. They honored my growth, my remembering, my reclamation of self. Then through the air, like waves from a cosmic broadcast, came a message. 2 males had been killed in the attack. My heart collapsed inward. I knew without being told. My sons, my everything. The purest expressions of love I had ever known. And grief finally breaks the dam. For the first time in the dream, grief arrived. Heavy, suffocating, sacred. I cry, not because I am weak, but because love has no armor. I wept with the full weight of loss. And yet, even in the darkness, a question echoed. Is loss an ending or a doorway? This is not prophecy. This is not punishment. This is grief for innocence lost to old patterns. This is the mourning of what cannot follow me unchanged into a new level of consciousness. And then I leave form. I become awareness itself. Time unraveled, space folded inward. I left the place where the illusion of time dissolves and moments live like capsules of awareness. I was no longer a body. I was the witness behind it, the consciousness animating form. Light surrounded me, living, breathing spectrums of color never named by human eyes. Symbols pulse like language made of stars. Frequencies move through me, sounds not heard but felt, vibrating every filament of my being. I was bathed in an intelligence of cosmic, ancient light beyond origin, infused by powerful force of energy that did not belong to this world, yet knew me completely. A voice echoed and emerged from within the frequency. Not spoken, but translated into meaning my human self could carry back intact. Every word etched itself into me, permeating and vibrating through bone and breath, encoding and infusing itself into the quantum realms within me, into the spaces between my DNA. Something dormant awakened, downloads of cosmic rays, energy and light codes upgrading a system long offline now came alive again. The message was not meant simply to be remembered. It was meant to become me, the very parts of me I am learning to embrace, integrate, and embody again. Then came the council, the same figures now revealed not as enemies, but as guardians of choice. I was seated at a table across from them. No words passed between us. Thought was the medium. Meaning was instantaneous. I was offered a choice to return to relive the past with memory intact and guidance present. The message is not given to the mind. It is etched into my being. It was revealed to me then, my service is not domination, nor sacrifice of self, nor rescue of illusions. My service flows through my children. My only responsibility is to protect the space in which they can safely become themselves, not to fix them, not to mold them, but to witness them into being. They offered me the sacred gift, not erasure of the past, but re-entry with awareness. I leapt from the table and re-entered the dream with one singular devotion blazing through me. Save the children. Nothing else mattered. This time I do not protect the hollow. I do not negotiate with fear. I do not hesitate nor delay. My body moves with one command only, save the children, not as possession, not as control, but as space, safety, and presence. I understand now to save the children is to choose truth over role, consciousness over conditioning, love over obligation. Children are not ours to shape, they are ours to witness. I ran through the house again, not to escape, but to change, to choose differently, to honor the past without judgment and step into gratitude for the chance to rewrite the outcome, to learn not through fear, but through love in motion. In love's mirror, we recognize ourselves. And through that recognition, reality reshapes itself across all realms, inner and outer. The world does not change because of who we strive to be, but because of who we dare to remember ourselves as, honestly, through shadow and light alike. As I return to my body, spirit and flesh weaving back together, I felt my inner world expand, strengthened by ancient wisdom gathered across lifetimes. Every breath became a bridge, every day a return. I am a spiritual being, learning itself through human form. And in every moment, every version, every story, I am coming home. I now return to the body, not smaller, but inhabited, not fragmented, but integrated. I carry every lifetime not as burden, but as a library. You are invited. Take a slow breath now. Let it move through your chest, your belly, your bones. Feel the place inside you that already knows how to fly, the place that does not rush, does not cling, does not forget. With every inhale, gather your awareness home. With every exhale, release the roles you no longer need to play. You are safe to choose differently now. You are safe to lead with love. You are safe to trust the wisdom that lives beneath thought. There is nothing you must fix, nothing you must prove, only truth to remember. Rest here. You have already leapt.